Being a great athlete is one thing. Being a great actor is another. Those who can make the transition from one to the other is a rarity that a select few have performed with ease. Many have tried and failed, some quite miserably, such as Dennis Rodman and Brian Bosworth. Thankfully, there have been a group of men who have made better transitions, saving both themselves and the billions of people around the world from embarrassment. So in this video, we are going to talk about top 10 athletes who became celebrity. So let's get started. 10. Chuck Norris. Norris has arguably had one of the most impressive karate careers in history, having held the professional middleweight karate championship title for 6 years, so he could easily have rested on his laurels. Opting instead to make the jump to film, he appeared alongside martial arts legend Bruce Lee and almost immediately began headlining action flicks. Although he stepped away from the spotlight, his impact on the industry has never been forgotten and even resulted in his inclusion in the Expendables series along several Hollywood heavyweights. Perhaps one of the biggest tributes to his star power is the fact that Walker, Texas Ranger, once became the subject of a recurring bit on Conan O'Brien's late-night show. 9. Terry Crews. How did such a massive man become such an accomplished comedic actor? After being drafted in 1991, Crews spent a few years as an NFL journeyman before retiring in '97 to become T-Money on an American Gladiators rip-off called Battle Dome. Finding the job he may have always been fated for, he began to take small but memorable roles like President Camacho in Idiocracy before landing more substantial ones. An actor blessed with natural charisma, perfect timing, and a more than impressive physique, the background could no longer contain him, and he broke out in television and films. 8. Mark Harmon. Harmon was the UCLA starting quarterback for 2 seasons in the early 1970s, going 17-5 in his 22 games there, his biggest win being an upset over 2-time defending national champion Nebraska in 1972. Harmon worked here and there in Hollywood for several years after UCLA before he landed the role of fielding Carlisle on Flamingo Road, a 1980s primetime soap opera. Though the series was short-lived, Harmon next landed the role of Dr. Robert Caldwell on the Emmy-winning Street Elsewhere. After playing Dr. Jack McNeil on Chicago Hope in the late 1990s, Harmon landed perhaps his biggest role to date in 2003, as he became Special Agent Jethro Gibbs on the popular CBS drama NCIS. 7. Dave Bautista. Professional wrestlers may not be taken seriously in some circles, but we assure you they have to be fantastic athletes. A face of the WWE franchise for a number of years, Bautista decided to step away, and after appearing in several small productions, he nailed the role that would alter his life forever. Tapped to play Drax in the surprise smash Guardians of the Galaxy, Bautista's stellar personification of the character introduced the world to his acting potential and what makes Drax great. Less experienced than others on this list, the fame he seems poised to capture has more than earned his spot on our list. 6. Jim Brown. This is another popular pro football player that achieved his fame in the 50s and 60s, where he was considered one of the greatest players ever at his position. But during 1964 season, he took his shot at acting and appeared in Western action film Rio Conchos. After this, several roles followed on the small screen in shows like Knight Rider, The A-Team, and Chips. But this is not all. He also caught a number of roles in high-profile films like The Dirty Dozen 1966, I Spied 1967, The Running Man 1987, Any Given Sunday 1987, and Mars Attacks 1996. Mr. Brown is now 80, and he is taking a well-deserved rest from the TV and movies, and works as part owner of the New York Lizards Major League Lacrosse team and a special advisor to the Cleveland Browns. In 2014, though, he made a small appearance in the movie Draft Day alongside Kevin Costner and Jennifer Garner. 5. Jean-Claude Van Damme. A competitive fighter since the age of 15, Van Damme once defeated 25 fighters in 3 days and in 5 years of competition was defeated just once. A resume like that allows the typical filmgoer to buy into someone's credibility, which played a huge part in JCVD's ability to become a bankable movie star. Peppering his films with amazing splits and incredible roundhouses, he's mostly been known for his fighting technique. When JCVD was released, however, his acting finally took center stage. a role that garnered Oscar buzz. The moment he addressed the camera directly set him apart from the persona he crafted for so long. 4. LeBron James. And we arrived to our NBA star, which just recently started trying out his luck in Hollywood on and off the camera. Having picked up the trio of championships and multiple MVP awards, James made way toward acting, appearing shortly in one episode of HBO's Entourage, and after that landed a high-profile role in the 2015 Judd Apatow film Trainwreck, in which he played himself opposite Amy Schumer and Bill Hader. Just to show how interested he is in the acting business, James developed his own production company, Spring Hill Entertainment, with his business partner Maverick Carter, which produced a number of projects, including the Disney XD sports documentary Becoming, Star series Survivor's Remorse, and the animated web series The LeBrons. James' latest work is very promising. He hosted the 2016 CNBC unscripted series called Cleveland Hustles that provided financing to entrepreneurs with plans to revitalize a neighborhood in the city. 3. Carl Weathers. A former linebacker in the NFL and CFO, Weathers' professional football career didn't turn many heads, but he'll go down in the annals of pop culture history nonetheless for his turn as Apollo Creed. His character was so beloved that nearly 40 years later, when the Rocky franchise was continued, it took on his character's last name. Embracing his comedic in the later years of his career, alongside Adam Sandler and the Arrested Development crew, he is clearly a multifaceted performer and will likely never be forgotten. 2. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne is the Wonder Man, as you already know from so many reports we have done about him recently. His acting career has skyrocketed in these last several years that newer generations of his fans are starting to forget that he ever had an admirable wrestling career. But we who are a little older and who have followed him from the wrestling arena to the big screens can never forget his signature raised eyebrow and "Do you smell what The Rock is cooking" catchphrase. That is golden. But The Rock still does some business with the WWE, although he became a certified movie star. He appeared in the latest film in the Fast and the Furious franchise, Furious 7. He is working on Furious 8 that is due anytime soon. He is lending his voice to a demigod cartoon character in Disney's Moana. Then there is a spin-off on the Baywatch and many, many, many more. 1. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who didn't see this one coming? If you remember Arnold's time at the very, very top of the professional bodybuilding world, there's virtually no way he wouldn't top this list. His powerful build made him the perfect choice to play a certain unstoppable robot on a mission to terminate. Then in the opening moments of Predator, he showed off his massive muscles while greeting Carl Weathers' Dylan. With the look, personality, and talent to be an A-list star for over 30 years, and a filmography that's pulled in money measured in billions, Arnold is simply a man. Do you agree with our list? Who's your favorite athlete turned actor? Tell us in the comment box. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel to never miss out on any of our videos.